Archangel Michael says, a powerful silence struck your special person the moment their eyes landed on something they never expected to witness. A feeling they couldn't describe clutched their heart, sharp, bitter, and filled with disbelief. Something in their soul shattered when they realized you had moved on without knowing what they truly held back. They weren't prepared to feel this torn apart, but your presence, paired with what they saw, left a scar they're struggling to hide. That day, they smiled through a storm raging inside them, trying to pretend they were unbothered. But inside, they were screaming for another chance, one they never dared to ask for before. The picture was enough. Just a single glimpse was all it took for their imagination to run wild. Your special person didn't just see you, they saw the version of you that was no longer theirs. Comment, I'm ready to receive clarity, if your soul feels this message so far. Archangel Michael says they didn't say anything, but their heart spoke volumes. They went home and sat in the dark longer than usual, replaying every shared memory as if it could rewrite the ending. They tried not to care, but the sting wouldn't let go. Type Amen to get blessing 333. They wanted to scream, "Why now?" but knew you wouldn't hear it. They walked away from the screen, the moment, and the memory, but their heart stayed behind, attached. What they saw wasn't just you smiling, it was you smiling without them. That crushed them in a way even betrayal couldn't. They weren't ready to admit it, but that moment became a haunting replay in their mind. It wasn't jealousy, it was the cruel realization that someone else might have finally taken the place they never protected. Your special person went silent, even on social media. They've been distant from friends, skipping messages, avoiding places you both used to frequent. They don't want to see you again unless they can fix what they broke. Type Amen to get blessing 918. They didn't hate the new version of you, they admired your strength. But what they saw made them question why they ever let you slip from their fingers. Even if they pretended not to notice, their soul cried the loudest that day. They asked someone about you, quietly, without sounding too eager. They wanted to know if this change was real or temporary, if the smile on your face hid pain or held peace. Their questions had no answers, only echoes. They stared at your picture longer than they should have. Not out of obsession, but because that image captured everything they missed about you. And everything they feared they'd never hold again. Comment, I felt that, if a wave of truth just swept through your heart. Archangel Michael says, their dreams became more vivid after that moment. They kept waking up at 3:22 a.m., wondering why your energy still lingered in their room. They turned over hoping to find you next to them, but were met with emptiness. Type Amen to get blessing 722. There's something they're hiding that you don't know. A letter never sent. A confession buried under pride. That's what made them hurt most. It wasn't what they saw in you, but what they didn't say before it was too late. Now they are haunted by your absence. They thought they had time. They thought you'd always be within reach, but now you've become someone they have to admire from afar. Your special person is thinking about sending you something soon. A message, a token, maybe even a gift. But fear is a strong wall. they worry they've already been erased from your story. Their friends are noticing the shift. They're quieter, moodier, less present. They say your name less often now, not because they've moved on, but because it hurts too much to speak it aloud. Type Amen to get blessing 504. They checked your profile again tonight. Not for drama. Not for closure. Just to feel a tiny spark of connection in a world that feels colder without you. That red item you wore, yes, the one in that photo, they remembered buying it with you. That was the moment their heart twisted like a ribbon caught in the wind. You looked radiant, but it wasn't for them anymore. Comment, I claim healing, if your soul still carries that connection. They saw someone comment under your post, and they stared at that name longer than they should. It wasn't jealousy. It was fear. Fear that someone else was about to receive the love they once ignored. Archangel Michael says the person you once prayed for is still fighting battles in silence. But now those battles include regret. Deep, aching regret that they didn't act when love was glowing right in front of them. Type Amen to get blessing 116. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20. They know it's their fault. That's why they're silent. They feel unworthy to return, even if they want to. That glimpse of your world without them felt like punishment. But even now, they keep your voice saved somewhere, in a voicemail, in a message, in their memory. They replay it in moments of weakness, just to hear the tone that once calmed every storm in their life. They've stopped calling your name, but they whisper it in their sleep. You're not just a memory, you're a chapter that never really ended. One they still hope to reopen someday. They miss the way you used to listen. Not just with ears, but with presence, with heart, with trust. They miss feeling understood without explanation. Type Amen to get blessing 238. Comment if this message stirred something in you. There's something they left behind at your place. Something small. You might have forgotten, but they remember. Because that tiny object holds more emotion than words ever could. They often think of texting you when it rains. You used to love the rain. And now every drop feels like a reminder that something pure once touched them, then slipped away. Archangel Michael says, the universe is stirring something between you two again. This isn't just nostalgia. It's divine timing realigning to reveal what was buried under ego and silence. They're not the same person you once knew. Pain transformed them. And that transformation was ignited by the moment they saw you smile, without needing them. Type Amen to get blessing 442. They asked your mutual friend something strange, are they really happy? That question revealed everything. They're still holding on, even if quietly. They wish they could have been your home. The safe place. But now they feel like a guest standing outside, watching the lights of your joy glow without their presence. They kept the jacket you gave them. Wore it yesterday. It still smells faintly like your old perfume, and it brought tears they didn't expect to shed. That pain you feel tonight, it's not one-sided. Their chest tightens the same way, every night at 2:19. Because that's when they remember what they saw and how it changed them forever. Type Amen to get blessing 909. Comment, my heart remembers, if you're still with me. They want to ask for a sign. One more chance. But pride still holds the wheel of their silence. They hope you notice, even if they don't say it. Archangel Michael says, if you feel sudden waves of sadness, it's because your special person is energetically connected to you. Your souls have not truly separated, only your situations have. They're tired of pretending. Smiling in front of others. Acting like life has moved on. Because it hasn't. Not really. They even started writing poetry again. And every line is secretly about you. You're their muse, their silence, their chaos, their calm. Type Amen to get blessing 831. They may not reach out tonight. Or tomorrow. But they will. Because the ache of seeing you move forward has become unbearable. That night, they couldn't sleep. They tried music, scrolling, talking to others. Nothing worked. Their mind kept replaying that image of you, content, confident, out of reach. Comment, I still believe, if this resonates deep inside. You're still in their prayers, even if they don't believe in prayer anymore. That's the power you held. You made even the faithless search for hope again. The day they saw you like that, they realized they were too late. But something in their soul refuses to let the story end there. They're coming back. They have to. Archangel Michael says, don't be surprised if their name appears in your dreams soon. Or in a message. Or in an unexpected visit. Because the story is not over. Type Amen to get blessing 666. They've already written the message 3 times and deleted it. Their fingers hovered over the send button, but fear whispered, what if it's too late? The pain of silence was easier to handle than the fear of rejection. They know that if they speak, it could change everything. But what if you've already healed in a way that doesn't include them? That thought alone is more crushing than the truth they saw with their own eyes. Archangel Michael says their emotions are in chaos, a storm they've been hiding with fake laughter and busy distractions. Every day they wear a mask, but the night strips them of their armor. And in the quiet, it's always your face that returns first. Type Amen to get blessing 777. They reached out to someone close to you last weekend. Not directly, but they left breadcrumbs. It was their way of saying, I still care. But pride won't let them say it loud. Their walls are up, but they are watching, closely. Watching your moves, your smile, your updates. Searching for clues that maybe, just maybe, you haven't moved as far as it seems. They remember the last hug. How it lingered longer than usual. How something in your eyes looked like a goodbye wrapped in a secret hope. Comment, they still feel me, if you know their energy is still near. They dreamt of you last night. Not a fantasy, but a memory, replayed with painful clarity. You stood there in the same place, but this time, you looked back, and walked away. Type Amen to get blessing 455. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20. It shook them. They woke up sweating, heart racing, whispering your name. It wasn't just a dream, it was their fear manifesting. Archangel Michael says, the heart doesn't forget its twin flame, no matter how long the distance. And right now, their soul is grieving a love it thought it had time to save. They've written a letter, an honest one. It's hidden in a drawer, unopened, unsent. But every day, they reread it and wonder if today is the day they should deliver it. They're terrified of your silence. Afraid you've rebuilt your world with no room for them. But they still hope that somewhere in your heart, their name hasn't faded. Type Amen to get blessing 603. They tried distractions, new people, new places, new habits. But everything felt hollow. Because no one laughed like you. No one saw them like you did. They passed your favorite place last week and had to stop. Just stood there, staring at the bench you both once sat on, hearing echoes of old conversations. The world moved, but that moment was frozen. Comment, the connection is still real, if you've felt their spirit linger lately. Your special person is waiting for a sign. Maybe even this message. They needed a push from the divine because their own courage has failed them too many times. Archangel Michael says, you will see their name in an unusual place. A street sign, a playlist, a dream. And when you do, know this, it's not coincidence. It's them, reaching through the veil of silence. Type Amen to get blessing 929. They're hoping you'll post something they can respond to. Hoping you'll make it easier to approach. Because deep down, they feel like a ghost in your world now. Their biggest regret isn't what they did, it's what they didn't do. The love they didn't express. The apology they never said. The truth they never shared. They thought time would make it easier. It didn't. It made the ache sharper, the silence heavier. Because you weren't just anyone, you were the one. They whisper your name to the stars now. Hoping the universe will carry it to you. Praying your heart still has an open door. Type Amen to get blessing 288. Comment, I'm waiting for the right moment too, if your heart understands the delay. They're not coming back the same. They've grown. They've hurt. They've bled through lessons they never wanted to learn. But they're better. Wiser. More prepared to love you the way they should have before. They've already rehearsed what to say. 1,000 times. But when they see you, all they'll probably manage is, I'm sorry. I never stopped. Archangel Michael says, if your heart still beats a little faster when you hear their name, it's because their energy is calling yours. This connection is not broken, it's only paused. They are preparing something. A grand gesture. Maybe not with roses or diamonds, but with truth. And that truth will shake the silence between you both. Type Amen to get blessing 377. They won't take no for an answer this time. Because they know what it feels like to lose you. And that feeling, they never want to feel it again. They're getting signs too. Repeating numbers, familiar scents, songs that bring you back. The universe is screaming your name into their consciousness. Comment, the signs are real, if you've seen them too. They've been avoiding the places you might be, not because they don't want to see you, but because they know if they do, they'll fall apart in front of you. Their mask will shatter. Archangel Michael says, a powerful shift is near. A confrontation. A message. A return. And it will happen faster than either of you expect. Type Amen to get blessing 552. Your special person is writing again. Songs. Notes. Poems. All unfinished, but all about you. You inspire their silence and their voice. They're terrified that your love has a new name now. But more than that, they're terrified that you'll never hear theirs with love again. They can't erase what they saw. But what hurts most is not what you had, it's what they didn't give when they had the chance. Comment, I still believe in real love, if you're ready for your soul to receive what's coming. Archangel Michael says the story isn't over. That sight, that pain, it was a trigger, not an ending. And what comes next may surprise you more than anything before. Type Amen to get blessing 199. They're rehearsing that moment in their mind again and again. What they'll wear. How they'll stand. The first sentence they'll use when they finally step back into your space. Because the thought of seeing you and messing it up terrifies them more than anything. They won't come empty-handed. They'll bring something that matters. Not for attention, but as a symbol of the love they never stopped carrying in silence. Your name lives on their lips again now, but only in whispers when no one is around. They tried moving forward, but every step pulled them backward toward memories of you. Their heart isn't wandering anymore. It's circling one name, yours. Type Amen to get blessing 314. Comment, I still feel them near, if your soul senses their return. Archangel Michael says, a divine time is approaching. You'll receive a sign at a moment when you least expect it, a message, a sighting, a word only they would say. The energy will shift, and you'll feel it instantly. They've reached a point of surrender. They can no longer lie to themselves. What they feel for you has survived distance, pride, time, and pain. This isn't obsession. It's realization. It's soul-deep connection finally being acknowledged after years of fear. They know what they saw hurt them, but it also awakened them. That version of you reminded them what they lost, and what they now must fight for. Type Amen to get blessing 828. They never expected a single image to break them. But it wasn't the photo, it was your light. That glow on your face that said, I'm healing, even if you're not beside me. That's what they couldn't handle. They stayed up last night scrolling back through your past, rewatching old stories, rereading old messages. Not to torture themselves, but to remember what real once felt like. Comment, they are not forgotten, if your heart still keeps the connection alive. They've asked for advice, from someone wise, someone older. That person told them, if the love is real, silence is your enemy. Speak. And now they're preparing. Archangel Michael says their dreams are now prophecies. They're seeing flashes of you, symbols of reunions, numbers that repeat, 1111, 222, 505. The universe is screaming for them to act. Type Amen to get blessing 606. They've been praying too, even if they never did before. And in that prayer, only your name echoed. You made them believe again. Not just in love, but in divine timing. They stood in front of your favorite shop last night. Didn't go in. Just stood. Remembering the way you laughed inside. The way your hand fit perfectly in theirs. They're remembering everything now. Not just the good, but the bad, too. Because now they're ready to face what they avoided for too long, growth. Comment, their memory is alive, if you're still holding space in your heart. They're not asking for perfection. Just for one chance. A conversation. A chance to explain, to release, to hold, to apologize. One moment to say what their soul's been holding hostage for too long. Type Amen to get blessing 444. Archangel Michael says, when your paths cross again, it won't be by accident. There are forces moving things in divine order. What once felt delayed is actually arriving in perfect time. They know the stakes are high now. They can't afford another goodbye. Not after what they've seen. Not after the pain of losing you without closure. They are watching, still. From afar, from silence, from love. Every step you take gives them courage, even if you don't realize it. The love is not dead. It's waiting. Healing. Quietly roaring inside a soul that now finally understands your worth. Comment, this is still meant to be, if your spirit agrees. Type Amen to get blessing 989. They're no longer the person who walked away, or stayed quiet, or froze when they should have acted. They've been tested. Shaped. And that moment they saw you, it broke them open. They asked a question to the universe last night, is it too late? And the answer came in a sign they couldn't ignore. A street name. A lyric. A stranger who said your name. Their heart isn't wandering anymore. It's anchored. Anchored to the one soul that made them feel seen in ways no mirror ever could. Archangel Michael says a message is forming. Don't be surprised when it arrives. It may come through a song, a dream, a friend, or even their trembling voice. Type Amen to get blessing 701. They're practicing how to say the one thing that's burning on their tongue, I never stopped loving you. And when they finally do, every wall will fall. They don't care about who's watching anymore. or what others will say. They'd rather be embarrassed than eternally regretful. Comment, let the truth come now, if you're open to receiving what their heart has been hiding. That red item you wore, that very thing that shattered them, was a reminder that you can shine without them. But now they're hoping you'll let them stand beside your light again. Type Amen to get blessing 525. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20. Archangel Michael says, your name is being spoken in secret tonight. In whispers. In hope. In love that never truly left.